Our experience as first-time Dodgers season ticket holders was incredible.
I think you wrote it.
Not ready. You wrote that. Our experience as first-time Dodger season ticket holders was pretty incredible. Was it perfect? No.
Season tickets to the Dodgers was a dream come true. But any time that you do something 10, 15, 20 or more times a year, even a minor annoyance can turn into a real pain. Let's go blow by blow about the aggravations, starting from our front door to Dodger Stadium and back again. The saying is that Dodger fans show up in the fourth inning. There are tens of thousands of fans in Dodger Stadium hours before the game starts. However, if you try to arrive just before game time, it's not going to happen. The closer that you get there to game time, the lines will snowball for the parking gate, for the stadium entrance gate, and most importantly, for beer. Unless you live in Echo Park, you need to aim to get to the game 45 minutes to an hour before game time. For weeknight games, that means that you're probably going to have to bounce from the office early, if at all possible. Otherwise, you're going to be competing with everyone else trying to get to the game after work. And with the games as fast as they are now, you're probably going to miss a few innings.
Don't forget, to park at the stadium is $35 plus each time.
This just in, 2025 prices are now $40.
Part of which goes to the legal entity formerly known as Frank McCourt. If you go to 20 games, that's $700 extra per season. You can get a $5 discount if you prepay at least 3 hours before the game. Or, if you don't mind a short walk, lot 13 is only $5, but it fills up fast. There's other secrets, but I'm not telling you.
And what's worse is that for your money, you get the privilege of experiencing pedestrian Thunderdome. So many fantastic improvements have been made to Dodger Stadium itself, but the parking lots have barely changed in decades. It's a miracle that there aren't tons of accidents all the time. This is another reason to get there early, but not too early. You kind of have to find a sweet spot. It's actually harder to get out the closer you end up to the stadium. If you can time it out to end up in a row close to and pointing directly at an exit road, you'll get out faster than you got in.
Fool, it's hot, I told you again. Were you born on the sun?
Being on the east side of the stadium, we had lots of time in the sun. Sunscreen and hats can only go so far on a scalding hot July day. For night games, you can hang at the bar, grab a field level stool, maybe sit in Centerfield Plaza at a table and watch it on the screen. And when the sun goes down, you can take your seats. For day games, you do have the option to go on the My Dodgers Tickets app and swap your seats for one in the shade. You may not have the same view or proximity to the field, but at least you won't melt.
Being next to the visitor bullpen in right field like we were, you have a great chance to catch a home run or to see some pitchers warming up and boo them mercilessly. But you have an even greater chance of kids or rival fans climbing over you all game to try to get to the bullpen fence to score a game ball or to get an autograph. Be sure to tuck your things tightly under your seat so that they aren't getting kicked each time. There's really no solution other than maybe to give a swift accidental elbow when a child asks you to get up for the 5th time. I'm just kidding.
You're not. Not kidding. On a related topic, our seats in right field had cup holders that were on the right, far enough over that you had to reach past the leg of the person sitting on your right to use it. And if that person was a man-spreader who didn't realize their cup holder was on the right, you weren't going to be able to use that without a very awkward conversation. So I ended up getting a cup holder extender, and it made our one cup holder into 2. And when we did have the use of both cup holders, I had an extra place to put my snacks or my backup line.
I love you! I love you!
The fans in our section were convinced, with good reason, that if they yelled loud enough and often enough, the right fielder would pay attention to them. This goes both for the fans wanting to have Mookie's baby for 7 innings straight, as well as for those that are heckling the shit out of Tatis, which is definitely encouraged. An occasional mad dog glance over your shoulder at them might convince them that it's time to pipe down, but be prepared for them to not care and do it for all 9 innings.
We thought we'd see other season ticket holders and develop a bit of a community. Not at all. We never saw the same people sitting next to us or around our seats. Sometimes they were tourists, sometimes visiting fans, and the seats are actually pretty small, so you end up snuggling with a stranger. Let's hope they're a pro-Canadian wrestler.
Big, McLarge huge.
That was the sweetest man you'd ever meet. I ended up switching seats with Jamey so that he could have the aisle and our friend could relax a little too.
We'll be devoting a full episode later to what to eat or what not to eat at Dodger Stadium. And for 2025, we plan to take you all around the stadium to our go-to spots. Generally speaking, it's better off if you eat beforehand or bring your own food in. It's really hard to feed 50,000 people, and it's not like they change the menu for you each time, so I'm not going to criticize too much. But when the best thing to eat at a stadium is a hot dog, that kind of says it all.
And finally, getting out of Dodger Stadium is like trying to escape a natural disaster. It's a free-for-all. The combination of pedestrian choke points, traffic control that is nominal at best, impatient or rude drivers, and the narrow residential streets that surround Dodger Stadium, you might find yourself still trying to get out an hour or more after the game. Be sure to hit the restroom before you get to the car. Maybe hang out at the Centerfield Plaza and say hello to Nomar on the TV. But whatever you do, don't be one of those who leaves the game early. In case you didn't notice, sometimes the Dodgers save the best for last.
Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby! Meet Freddie!
So how do we cope with these issues? On our next episode, we'll share some of our Dodger Stadium secrets.
What?